Hello everyone, Michael here. This right here is one or two packs maybe of the sewing kits that you find in dollar stores like Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, or other places like that. 99 cents a store too. You can get a good deal for $1. It's not too expensive. The scissors are the only ones that are not from the dollar stores, but you can find them anywhere. Any scissor will do, but usually one with a finer edge works better for threads and cloth. We'll first be covering how to sew a button. I've got this spare piece of cloth over here that I want to put a button on just to hold it like this, sort of like a wrap. So what you're going to want to do is mark off the spot. I don't have a pencil with me, but I'm about estimate where the hole is going to go. So about there. And what you're going to want to do is fold the cloth in the opposite direction of how you're going to want the hole. So for example, if you want the vertical hole, you're going to fold the cloth horizontally. And that's what we're going to do. So I'll just take my scissors over here and cut it right around there. It's mostly, if it's too small, you can make it larger, but if it's too big, well then you can sew it up. It's better not to do it too big. And if you wanted a horizontal one, what you would have done is fold it this way, so the hole would go that way when you cut it. Alright. Now I'm going to check it, see if it's good. Right there. Yeah, that'll work. So the button I have is over here. I have to make sure it goes through. As you can see, it's just about the size of the button, but you're going to want to make it a tiny bit larger. So I'm going to adjust the hole a little bit, cut it a tad bit more, up and down, and I think a tiny bit more would do it. That seems about right. There you go. Okay. Now the button over here is what we're going to be placing. It's got two sides. Doesn't matter which way you want facing up. I think I'll go with the non-indented part facing out, as it seems a bit shinier. So what you're going to want to do is thread your needle. It's not too difficult to do, though if you have a smaller eyelet on the needle, it can get a bit difficult. And there's a few tricks to get by that too. I'll tell you right this second. Hang on. Now with these, when you unroll it, it tends to catch on the little plastic bit here. At least for me it usually does. So what I do is either grab like a pencil or something to hold the spool, or I set it in my hand like this and then just pull sort of in between two fingers. It does the job more or less, so I'm not showing. Just tumbles in there. You don't need too much thread, but it is going to be folded in half to be able to sew. So you want to take about twice as long as you think you need, just by eyeballing it. And I cut it off there. Now, I don't know how well you can see that, but hang on, I'm trying to focus it. Come on. Well, sometimes it gets a split end over here. Right now we got lucky, as in it didn't, but it's got like a very tiny thread from the string coming out. What you want to do is cut it at a bit of an angle so that it goes easier into the eyelet. And you can either use water, your saliva, or a little ball of wax to make it in between your fingers to pull it through so it stays like that. It's my needle. And what that does is it makes it less likely to start splitting towards the eyelet. So yeah, you can see that. You just push it through, grab it, and pull it through. You let the needle hang and do the work for you. What you take and do is meet both ends of your thread. Give me a moment here. Together at the top like this. Make sure your needle's all the way down, and both ends of the thread are like that. You're going to want to tie these two off in a knot, and the way you do that is like this, putting it through your finger and making a simple knot, and being careful to pull it through like this. If you see that it's too low for your taste, as in the knot was down here instead of up here, what you could do is push the needle through when it's not too tight yet, and make it help you push it upwards. And I tend to like to do two knots, so I don't know, just safer that way. I tried to get the two knots on each other, but sometimes it doesn't work out. And there it is. Okay. I'm using white thread so that you can see it more easily. We're going to want to reinforce this hole because otherwise through time it's going to start splitting open. So what you're going to want to take and do is push the needle through, pull it to the stops with the knot, put it back down, and across the top we're going, so I'm going through the other side. Okay, now for eyelets, what you do is, no, it's just the starting one. What you do is you push it through, but you don't pull it all the way through before you're done. So I'll show you what I mean with that right now. You pull it through, but it's a good idea to put your finger, sorry about that, put your finger through there before you start again.